Hi everyone. It really wouldn't hurt me to occasionally run a brush through my hair, but for some reason I am opposed to that, and I'm not going to delay doing this video anymore because I've been wanting to do this video for at least a few days, if not a week now, and I want to get through with it and post it and publish it. As all of you know, there's a new moon in Aquarius tomorrow, and I post my new moon videos after the new moon. So I'm going to ask for your patience there. But this video is about the fact that we have all these personal planets in the sign of Capricorn right now, which is the sign before Aquarius, and which is where we had a new moon at the very beginning of January, January the 2nd, I believe. That's right, January the 2nd. Now, I actually took down some notes because there was just so much to try and get through, and I really feel like I'm gonna try and simplify the messages as much as I can. But the sign of Capricorn and where it sits in your chart and the house it occupies and what that house stands for is the topic of the day. And we've got Mars here that came in 3 or 4 days ago. We've got Venus that went direct here yesterday. We've got Mercury that is still retrograde here, going direct. And of course, we've got Pluto here. And all of these planets are making harmonious aspects to planets in Taurus, Uranus, and the North Node. Now and also squaring, it has to be mentioned, Chiron and Aries. So let me start to break all this down a little bit. On November the 19th, we had the first of a new set of eclipses, a new set of energies, a new direction, a new area of focus. Okay? And I will say that between September the 19th to November the 19th of 2021, we saw an acceleration of this new energy. As I have maintained in all of my videos, whatever this new energy was trying to create or has been trying to create can't properly be rooted or be seeded until about February or March of this year. So if there were things that were developing during that time, even if there have continued to be, and there will have continued to be, developments during December and January, it's going to be February and March that, with Venus going direct a couple of days ago and Mercury going direct at the end of this coming week on February the 4th, and then Venus and Mars conjuncting in Capricorn and then moving into Aquarius, it's going to be February and March that we're really going to feel like, all right, I'm here. This is where my focus is going to be, and at least part of that messaging is going to be clear. Now, it's not the only story, but it is the important story. It is where our energy, where our development is, where we have to put our attention. And our attention is going to be pulled in other areas too. But the bottom line is the North Node eclipse was on November the 19th, and just a few days ago, the North Node actually entered the sign of Taurus, where that eclipse took place. So the sign of Taurus, where the sign of Taurus sits in your chart and what house it occupies, is a primary theme, if not the primary area, where you are going to experience flow and development and forward movement, and what you need to lean into over the next 2 years. However, as I just said, it may not feel like it is entirely here, because with all sorts of new energies, other things around it need to adjust. One of, and the most important area of adjustment, is in the sign of Capricorn, and where that sits and what house that occupies and what that house stands for in your chart. Okay? Because the planets in Capricorn, and most importantly Pluto, the planet of death and transformation, is trining, supporting these, especially the North Node in Taurus. And that is a powerful aspect, and I think it goes exact on February the 11th. But we've been feeling this almost, it's continued. This is why I'm saying that whatever happened between September 19th to November 19th as an announcement, it's not that there haven't been developments during November and during December and during January that continue to move us forward in this direction. For some people, this direction is going to be exciting. If you are a Leo rising or a Cancer rising, then there's going to be a feeling of ascension and perhaps even some or a lightening of energies to some extent. Now, if you are a Gemini rising, it may not necessarily feel, the sign of Taurus sits in different aspects of our chart. So in certain cases, the eclipses bring a certain amount of light. In other areas, eclipses occur in a part of a chart where we need to lean into and develop, but may feel a lot more restrictive. Irrespective. Pluto, the planet of transformation, is trining the North Node and the North Node eclipse that occurred on November the 19th in Taurus. And the Sun, which was in Capricorn, as it typically is between the end of December, end of January, Mercury, Venus, Mars Mercury, Venus, and Mars will be conjuncting Pluto during February and early March, and in that conjunction will continue to support the sign of Taurus in these eclipses. What does this mean? This means that there is a part of your life that needs to be adjusted in order to transform. Either that part of life needs to be adjusted or transformed, or your attitude and your relationship to that part of life needs to be adjusted in order to support this forward movement. So different things, changing jobs, changing relationships, appreciating jobs, appreciating relationships. What do I mean by that? Now, there are 3 planets we need to talk about in the sign of Capricorn. The other thing I'm going to say is that not only are planets in Capricorn, especially Pluto when they conjunct Pluto trining the North Node, planets in Capricorn, and specifically Venus as it went direct yesterday, and Mars shortly will trine Uranus in Taurus. So Taurus has 2 planets, Uranus that promises greater authenticity and liberation and independence, and the North Node, where you lean into and where you need to develop and where you need to pour in your energy, and where's the flow, where's the hero's journey for each of us going, where's that focus. And these personal planets, Venus, our values, our money, our relationships, Mercury, our thinking, to some extent our verbal and written commitments, our contracts, our plans, our mind's ability, our ability to have some sort of relationship with what is going on around us. Mars, our energy, our vitality, are all going to be supporting this transformation, which means that wherever Capricorn is, I know I'm saying the same thing over and over and over again, is where this transformation needs to occur. The idea of this transformation, Venus was the first of the planets to enter Capricorn on November the 5th. Mercury entered Capricorn on December the 13th. Mercury then, at some point, moved into Aquarius and went retrograde there on January when did Mercury go retrograde? Sorry, I have all these dates in my head. I apologize. January the 14th. Am I losing my mind? No, January the 14th. So let me not confuse issues. Let's start with Mars. Mars entered Capricorn on January the 24th. Wherever Mars goes, our energy goes. And because we've had Venus retrograde going direct, Mercury retrograde, and as these planets go direct, they're going to head towards conjuncting Pluto, it's going to be our energy and our vitality. We have had enough. It may well be that over the last week, especially after Mercury retrograded back into Capricorn, we may be feeling like, really? Am I back here again? However you may have felt about a situation that was escalating or problematic or needing change, either the situation needs change or our attitude or relationship towards it needs change in order to support where we need to go. In November and December, we may have felt this need for change very keenly, okay? But may have been unable to actually complete this change and transformations, intimations of needed change, a feeling that if we need to go in the direction that is established between September 19th and November 19th of 2021, we can't do it until the things that are creating, that are bubbling up in November and December and even in January, something there needs to be changed and transformed. Now, for some portion of January, the pressure may have come off, but in this last week of January, as the retrograde Mercury comes back into Capricorn and as Mars enters Capricorn, the pressure cooker is on fire. When I was thinking about the title of this video, what came to me was the peak of confusion. And I'm going to still keep that title, but I'm going to say that that peak of confusion is probably 2 or 3 days old, because by now we have adjusted into what this past week has been trying to tell us, and we know what needs to change, whether a situation needs to change or attitude or relationship towards it needs to change in order to support where we want to go, where we're being asked to go, where we're being required to go. And Mars coming into any part of the chart, it doesn't matter how many planets are in Capricorn, wherever Mars is where a lot of our energy goes. Now, the energy goes in the achievement of goals, in the execution of tasks, in making changes and taking action. Mars is the male planet, the testosterone planet, the driven planet. And also in setting up boundaries, which means that wherever Mars goes, not only are we going to be called upon to take action, but we are also going to be called upon to address conflict, whether it is a situation or people, and defend and protect our boundaries. This in Capricorn is going to be enormously helpful, because it is going to be this energy that is going to introduce this idea of making or breaking whatever is going on in this Capricorn part of your chart in order to support this forward movement. So the choice will be change the situation or change your relationship to the situation. I know I keep coming back to this, but I'll explain why. Mars, as it moves up, is going to conjunct Venus March the 3rd, Pluto March the 6th, okay? So February, as February rolls on, the pressure will continue to, you already know where adjustments need to be made. You already know where they need to be made. You just don't know. The peak of confusion comes from, oh my God, I'm back here again. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to change the situation or change my relationship to that situation. It will become clear. And external events also will make this clear. Either something will occur in the Capricorn part of the chart that will introduce something new that is directly supportive to this Taurian part of your chart, or else you will develop a different relationship with whatever needs to be transformed in order to make it fit into that flow more effectively. Most importantly, Venus went direct yesterday, December 19th to January the 31st. The reason why I'm saying our relationship to whatever's going on in Capricorn may have changed or may require changes. When Venus goes retrograde, first and foremost, it's a transit of, I'm going to use the word poverty, financial restriction, okay? The good news is with Venus direct for most of us, as February goes on, the flow of finances, opportunities, luck, what feels like luck, what feels like flow will return. And as Venus, it may well be as you head into last week, it was just like, things are getting a little dicey. When's the flow going to return? And you might be surprised and amused to notice that certain things in terms of finance, you'll be like, of course it's coming in after Venus goes direct, whatever that is for you. Now, as February proceeds, give Venus just a few days to gather some momentum, folks. Flow, day-to-day luck, money, opportunities in this part of the chart will start to come in. And this is why I'm saying it could be something creativity with Venus, luxuries and beauty and how things look and the arts and, the feminine principles, the creative principle. The ability to, it's really nice. With Mars, we have the planet that needs to make things happen. And with Venus, we have the planet that lets things happen. So both the masculine and the feminine planets' principles in our own lives are together here. So either something new will come into this Capricorn part of your chart that will enable you to ditch the old or figure out how to reduce the sense of burden and effect the transformation to support where you need to go in the sign of Taurus, or else you will change your relationship. And you will change your relationship based on how you felt and what you learned while Venus was retrograde between December the 19th and January the 30th. Because when Venus goes retrograde, we are asked to look at what we value and align our resources and our relationships to that direction. Now, with Venus, I always say the quality of our abundance is dependent on the quality of our relationships. And with Venus retrograde, we always say things like, don't make changes to your appearance. If you get into a relationship with someone while Venus is retrograde, it's likely to be temporary. Once Venus goes direct and gathers momentum, you may regret changes to your appearance, or relationships that may have come up between December the 19th, in this case, and January the 30th, may evolve or fall apart. There's a temporariness to things that are agreed to or committed to while a planet is retrograde. And the two biggest things that Venus governs on a certain level are money and relationships. We feel Venus most as opportunity and day-to-day luck. So this planet is now direct. Give her a week or so, and the flow will start to come in again. Do not despair, but reflect on what you have learned between December the 19th and January the 30th, 31st, to understand what it is that you value and what it is that you value about whatever it is that's sitting in Capricorn that has felt so pressurized. Do you need to change your relationship with it so that it can support whatever it is that is going on in Taurus? Or is there something new that's going to come in February and March that will continue that support and allow you to make that transformation? The transformation will become clearer. There are three conjunctions that are important with this transformation. Mercury conjuncts Pluto on February the 11th. You may, as you head towards February the 11th, important communications, contracts, changes on the Mercury level. Transactions may make it clear what needs to be transformed and may help with this transformation. And you can participate in it, because with Mars in this part of the chart, you might feel like you want to have a seat at the table and redesign this aspect of your life, either in taking action that is going to affect this transformation, or defending yourself and protecting your boundaries so that external change doesn't keep you in a place of pressure and distract you from where it is that you need to go. You don't want this Capricorn side of the chart to become so big and so pressurized and so heavy that it keeps you from the Taurus part of the chart. This is why, but ultimately I'm telling you, there's alignment. The Capricorn part of the chart wants to change and needs to change, or your relationship to it needs to change, which means that whatever's going on there is going to change to support where it is that you need to go, okay? Now, Mercury conjuncts Pluto, and then Venus and Mars both conjunct Pluto on March the 3rd. So this transformation continues during the month of March. Now, Venus going direct is the most important part of this, because she is who has really made us think. And with Venus going direct, remember, what have you learned about how you're managing your resources and your finances to support where it is that you need to go? So the way we were spending our money prior to January the 19th may well require tweaking and changing as we move forward over the next few weeks in order to continue to support where it is we need to go. Mercury goes direct in this part of the chart on February the 4th. Okay? I want you to just hold off for a week or two in making final decisions. As you head past February the 7th and towards February the 11th, decision making is going to occur after February the 4th, especially after February the 7th. Towards the 11th, you're going to get communications that make you go, is the situation going to change, or is my relationship going to change, or are we going to make some changes? I'm going to test and see, is this going to fall in line with where I need to go, or does it need to go bye-bye? And is there something new that can take its place, that is pulling me towards taking its place, that's going to support where it is that I need to go? The flow of money, luck, opportunity in this part of the chart should come in. You're going to have no choice. You're going to have to take action. Your energy is going to go into this part of the chart as well. Okay? So the bottom line for non-astrologers, some part of your life needs to change, or your relationship to it needs to change, which means probably that there's still changes needed there in order to support where it is that you need to go. Where you need to go was highlighted and given to you during September 19th to November 19th of 2021, with actions and developments and things occurring there throughout, okay, throughout, and supportive transformations occurring in this direction. In November and December, there may have been a situation or an area where it just felt like something's got to give, it's not entirely working. Between December 19th to the end of January, you may have changed your relationship to whatever's going on in this not working part of the chart to go, this is how it can work to support where it is that I need to go. Up to 2 days ago, you may have felt like, I don't know which way to turn. I'm so confused. I'm back in this. Why am I back here? What's going on? How do I make this? And by now, you know. If you reflect back on what it felt like to give what you needed to give priority and what giving that priority meant to this Capricorn part of your chart, you know what needs to be changed. And as February and March goes on, it's going to become evident. Right now, you may be confused about whether a situation needs to end or change or transformed, or your relationship to it does. Irrespective, that transformation is going to start to occur. Okay? So, reflect, reflect, reflect. I'm not going to say more about the Mercury retrograde. I have something more I have to say on it. I'm going to do it in a separate video. But this is what I'm going to leave you with for now. Reflect on whatever it is that needs to be adjusted to allow you to move in the direction you need to. September 19th, November 19th, making it clear or providing that opportunity, or let's just say setting the table. You know, by November 19th, it's not like you were eating. You may have been eating, you know, since November the 19th, but by November the 19th, the table was set. Well, you gotta take care of some business in order to go and enjoy that meal. And those are the actions and the activities as you head into February and March that will require attention. And the good news is Venus is now direct. So more flow, more luck, more money, opportunities should be in the offing. Mercury still retrograde though, so try to give it a couple of weeks before you really commit. Be in reflection mode. Be in learning mode. What have you learned about logistics and your plans and how you thought things would function between January the 14th and February the 4th? Okay? Separate video. That's all I'm going to say. Like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the bell icon next to the subscribe button so you're notified when I do videos. And I will be back in touch soon. I feel so great about finishing this. All right, thanks. Bye.